Hello everyone, my name is Droogie Forever, and today you're looking at my insane picture of my PlayStation 5 collection. Why does it look like that? Because I took a crazy picture of this long shelf and then I stretched it out and warped it to make it look insane. Some of these are not PS5 games, but most of them are. Dark and Haven, you can't tell are PS5 games, but they are. Basically, there are 45 PS5 games in my collection. We're going to show you every single one of those today and talk a little bit about why I like each and every one or why I don't like each and every one and how I came to acquire them. We're basically just going to talk about my PS5 collection. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Here we have Alan Wake Remastered. This is still sealed because I played the remastered version on PC, but I also bought this version because I like to have physical versions of games, and I have a pretty massive Alan Wake collection, which I might do in another video. But yeah, this is Alan Wake Remastered. It's an essential part of the collection. I do plan to open it and play it one day. And yeah, I bought it at launch. So I bought this game twice at launch, physically and digitally. So this is Aliens Fireteam Elite, which I bought used from GameFly. I haven't played it yet. I only bought it because I like the Alien universe. I'm more into Alien Isolation and maybe like some of the old Alien vs. Predator games and stuff, but I'm not really into like the team squad-based stuff that they keep trying to do with the Alien universe in video game form. But I bought it because I've heard it's kind of fun, and I do plan to play it eventually. All right, here we have Absolver, End of Gods. Now, this actually came with an art book that there were only, I think, 60 of them made in the whole world. There's only 60 of these art books. I got it off the Perp Game Store, and the reason this one's still sealed is because I played this game on PC. Alright, this is Bibby and Tina at the horse farm, and this is actually open. My girlfriend decided to play it. Now, we bought this early on when we were trying to build up our PS5 collection, and there weren't many games out. And this was one of the games that was out, and it was super cheap. It was like $9. So we bought this. There's a couple other games like this in the collection where we just bought cheap games, and we did actually play them. I didn't try this one, but I did try some of the others that you're going to see. Tammy didn't like this one. All right, here we have Bloodrayne Betrayal Fresh Bites. This is a game I've never actually played because I prefer Bloodrayne 1 and 2, which I missed when Limited Run had the collector's editions available for sale. I wish I would have gotten them, but I ordered this standard because I had never played it. I did want it for the collection just so I have the full Bloodrayne set once I do manage to get a hold of 1 and 2. So yeah, I don't know if I'll play it, but it's a neat addition, and I do like the Bloodrayne series, even though this one isn't my style. All right, so this one has an interesting story. Coastline Flight Simulator. This one actually I got for free because I ordered another game called Draculas Legacy, which you're going to see actually here in a minute, from Funbox online, and they sent this instead of Dracula's Legacy. So I was like, fuck, I don't play flight simulators, so I was kind of pissed, and I called them out on social media, and they were like, you know what, you can just keep it. We'll send you Dracula's Legacy, no additional fee or anything. So they were totally cool about it, even though I was a fucking asshole. So shout out to Funbox for being really cool. I doubt I'll ever play this, but interesting addition to the collection, I guess. All right, here's another one of those GS2 games I was talking about. This is Crazy Chicken Shooter Edition, which you've got the remake and then Wanted, whatever this is. Now, me and Tammy tried to play this, but it's not very good. I didn't care for this at all. I did try this one. I opened it, I played it. It was like $9 when we bought it, trying to build up our PS5 collection. All right, here we have Cthulhu Saves Christmas, which I do own on Steam. This was Limited Run's first PlayStation 5 game, and I actually got the version on Amazon, so the cover is slightly different. So I have not opened this and played it yet. I have not played the Steam version either, even though I own it. All right, this is Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Now, this isn't open. The Virgil DLC did not come to PC, or at least at first wasn't announced to come to PC when this game launched. So I had Tammy pick this up at Walmart one day. This was an early pickup for our PS5 collection. This was actually one of the first maybe like 5 games we got for the system physically. So it is kind of weird that I haven't opened it yet, but I may at some point because I love this game. It's a fantastic game. My favorite game in the Devil May Cry series for sure. All right, here we have Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. The console version has some issues that I'm not really a huge fan of, but we did open it. The PC version's much better, in my opinion. All right, here is the aforementioned Draculas Legacy, which I got from Funbox. And again, I ordered this and like a Vita game that they had, and it showed up and I had Coastline Flight Simulator instead of Draculas Legacy, and I was an asshole on social media, and they completely fixed it and were amazing about it. They let me keep the incorrect game. I didn't have to pay to ship Dracula's Legacy a second time. They were unbelievable. Funbox was incredible to deal with. The game itself actually was decent. All right, here we have Evil Inside. We got Evil Inside from Ultra Collectors. It was very, very expensive to get this shipped to the United States. And the game actually is okay. It's basically a PT clone. I played it on PC when it launched. It's pretty good. I thought it was okay. All right, this next one is ExoDemon. ExoDemon was pretty good. I played it on PC at launch, but it does also exist on PlayStation 5, and I bought this when it launched. I opened it. I've played this one, and I was surprised that it got a physical. So I wanted to support them, and I bought it. Actually, at launch, when the physical launched, I pre-ordered this. All right, this next one, Farmers vs. Zombies. We actually got this, I think, from PlayAsia, even though it's the PAL version, because it was the only place we could find it at the time. And I got this for Tammy, and because she likes like farming games, and she also likes games about zombies. So I thought, oh, well, these two things, they go together pretty well. We'll grab this. It's actually, and I couldn't find it on Steam, so I thought it was a PS5 exclusive. But it turns out, if you open the case, the game is actually called Farm for Your Life, and that's what it's known as on Steam. And that's what it says on the title screen when you load the game. So I have, like, they printed discs, left the game screen the same, Farm for Your Life, but then called it Farmers vs. Zombies on the front for some inexplicable reason. Maybe there was an issue with using that name or something, but the game's not fantastic. I would not recommend it to anyone. All right, this next game is still sealed, but it gets a big ol' recommend from me. Anybody should pick this up. Phobia Santa Dnfna Hotel, which I struggled to say the name of that all throughout my video series that I did for it. But it's a fantastic horror game. It just came out. It's like Resident Evil. It has massive amounts of puzzles. The puzzles are not required to proceed through the game, but even like just the regular progression through the game sometimes is really hard to figure out. I'm 10 hours into it and I haven't beat it yet. This is Ghostwire Tokyo. Obviously it and the steelbook are not open because I played this on PC day one too, but I also pre-ordered the physical from Best Buy because they had a steelbook with it. They sent the game, no steelbook, so I had to argue with support for like a week to try to get this steelbook, and they still made me pay additional shipping for it. I was furious. I fucking hate Best Buy. They fucking suck. But this is one of my favorite games of the year. I love Ghostwire Tokyo. It was fantastic in every way. I recommend you go play it. Don't let my experience with Best Buy put you off of playing this. This is one of the best games of the year. All right, here we have another game that I'm going to recommend that people go play. Horror Tales The Wine. I played this on PC. I'm not sure how the PS5 version runs, but I had to get a physical because I liked this game. So yeah, I do recommend this one. It was a good game. All right, this is probably my biggest disappointment of 2022. Ikai, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was terrible. Absolutely terrible in every way, shape, and form. All right, this one was decent, and it's been a long time since we played it on the channel. Infliction Extended Cut. Limited Run got the PS4 and PS5 versions. I bought both because the PS4 version was limited to like 1,000 or 1,500 copies or something. So I got that, and then the PS5 version was like an open pre-order for like a month, and I ordered that as well to kind of build up my PlayStation 5 collection. All right, here we have In Nightmare. This was one of the cheapest launch titles, and I did open and play this because it is exclusive to PlayStation at the moment, or exclusive to console. So I did open and play this one at launch. It was only $20 to pre-order it, which is way cheaper than most games. It is good. In Rays of the Light, I actually have already platinumed this on PlayStation 5. I'm pretty sure I got all the achievements on Steam too, because I love this game. It's a horror walking simulator, but there's puzzles to solve. There's also Silent Hill reference in the game, which I really liked. You open up like a locker and there's a picture of the nurses or whatever. Red Art Games in Europe did this physically. It was limited to, I think, 999 copies. And I managed to get one. And on PC, it's called something else, like The Light Remake, I think. So I'm not sure why they changed the name on console, but In Rays of the Light is The Light Remake on Steam. So check that one out. Insomnis Enhanced Edition. This actually comes with some cool extras. I got this, I think, from Video Games Plus in Canada, and I played this game on Steam at launch and loved it. There's this memory match game thing you have to do with these playing cards. Those are included, I think, in this edition. You actually have the cards inside the physical. So I haven't opened it yet, but I'm going to, because there's a lot of goodies in there. Actually, this is one of the more recent arrivals for the PS5 collection, but it's a good game. Check it out. In Sound Mind, another amazing, amazing horror game. This was done by We Create Stuff. They did a mod called Nightmare House, which was a Half-Life mod that is one of the scariest mods I've ever played in my life. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And they did this full game In Sound Mind. I played it on Steam at launch, and it's just fantastic. It's really, really good. Jumanji. This is another one we got to build up the collection when we were trying to build it up. Jumanji was kind of a semi-early physical PlayStation 5 release. I think we got it from Gamefly for like $10 or something like that. So got a pretty good deal on it. Tammy played it. I don't think I've played this one yet. It's okay, but not amazing from what I saw. Lake, one of my favorite non-horror games of the last few years. I got I don't know, it's called the limited edition or the collector's edition off of the Perp game store. It came with, I don't know, some autograph stuff from like the devs. It came with, I don't know, a map or something. Like it came with a bunch of stuff extra, and well worth the price. This is a game I played at launch on PC. Absolutely loved it. So definitely recommend this one. You just deliver mail around this town for like a week or two. It's amazing. It's really good. It has a great story. It's not a horror game, but I definitely recommend it. The Last Stand Aftermath, one of the few that I haven't played on console or PC. So yeah, I mean, I haven't played it yet. I don't have an opinion on it. Made of Scare. I have an excellent version of this game. So this is the PS5 version that Limited Run did. And I went ahead and bought this. But I also have the PS4 version of this game. But, well, first of all, let me start by saying this. The developers of this game reached out to me and wanted me to play the Xbox version on my channel. And it might have not been the developers. Maybe it was like the company they get to like do that kind of thing. They reached out, wanted me to play the Xbox version. To this day, it's the only video I ever did a premiere for. And I sat in the chat and like talked to people while it premiered. So I played the Xbox version at launch, Xbox Series X. Well, then the PS4 version went up for sale on the Perp Game Store and came with a vinyl that was limited to a vinyl soundtrack limited to, I think, 100 or 300, or maybe it might have even been under 100. I don't know. Either way, it was up to 300 or less of this vinyl soundtrack that I now have in my collection. That's like the most rare vinyl I own by far, probably. So yeah, really cool. So then when Limited Run put the PS5 version up, I had to buy it. It's a really good game. If you haven't played Made of Scare, it's been out for a couple years, but it's really good. Metro Exodus Complete Edition. Exodus, when it came out, I played it Xbox Game Pass or Epic, or I might have played it on Epic or something. Then Gamefly had a used copy of the complete edition available for PS5, so I went ahead and bought this to put it in my collection. Oddworld Soulstorm, Day 1 Audition. So I got this way after it launched because I played this Day 1 on PlayStation 5, I believe. It was free to PS Plus subscribers, so I played this Day 1 on there. But then I saw this version was on sale one day, and it has a steelbook inside of this little case, so I thought I'd buy it. It's not my favorite Oddworld game, but it's okay. But I'll show you the steelbook real quick. So it's his hand, as you can see, and it's fully embossed. If you touch that, it's raised. Like, you can actually put your hand on his hand, and it's like crazy. Like, you can feel the whole hand and all the detail in it. It's very cool. Panda Hero Remastered, another one of these GS2 games. It is terrible. We opened it and played it, and it is really bad. It's like unbelievably bad. But yeah, I only bought it because I thought it might be rare one day, but it's not rare now. It's super cheap. You can get it all over the place. The Pathless. I actually have not played this yet. I got this from IM 8-Bit because there's two versions of this game. The IM 8-Bit version has a different cover. I've not played it on PC or console, so I have no idea if the game's any good. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart Launch Edition. Tammy bought this, I think, at Walmart the day it came out. It's a fantastic game. Probably my favorite Ratchet and Clank game. I love both the new ones. They're both really good. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Tammy saw this, I think, at Walmart and ended up grabbing it. She's played it a lot more than me. But there are some levels where you need multiple people to finish them, so I have played it with her. I've played some of the multiplayer levels. I haven't played a lot of the single player at all, but the multiplayer levels are fun. I really enjoyed playing this one. Shantae, HalfGenie Hero Ultimate Edition. I have only ever played this game on the Vita. I have the physical Vita version, and it's the only Shantae game I've ever played. But I did also order 7 Sirens, or whatever the other newest one was that Limited Run had. So I will play that one eventually. The only reason I haven't opened this one in particular is because I have the Vita version, and I've played that version. So I will open 7 Sirens when it arrives. It's the only Shantae game I've ever played, so I have nothing to compare it to, but I did enjoy it. The Smurfs Mission Velief. We wanted to get the collector's edition of this, but I couldn't find the damn thing. I don't know if they didn't do it for PS5, because you could find the CEs for like Switch and other consoles, but I couldn't find the CE for PS5, so we went with the standard. I haven't played it yet, but Tammy has, and it looked great. I actually thought this was a really good looking game. I'm excited to try it at one point when I get bored of horror games, because it looked like a lot of fun, and she seemed to have a lot of fun with it. SpiderMan Miles Morales Launch Edition. This is pretty good. I haven't played a ton of it, but yeah, it's a really good game. I love the Spider-Man games. They're really good. I like a lot of the ones throughout history as well. I've played quite a lot of Spider-Man games. I've always enjoyed Spider-Man games. This one's no exception. All right, Tormented Souls, probably my favorite horror game of the last 2 years. I have a lot that I've liked. This one I have loved. This is absolutely my favorite horror game that I've played over the last few years. Uoni Sunset Edition. Now, I tried this game, the demo, on Steam and hated it, and I had already pre-ordered the physical through PlayAsia, which was available at other places too, but PlayAsia had it, and I was like, fuck, this game really sucks. So I don't think it's very good. All right, now we're going to move on to some of the actual collector's editions. This is Call of the Sea Nora's Diary Edition. I played this game on Game Pass, so I have not played the PS5 version, but this comes with a bunch of extra stuff, and it's not open yet. I think I ordered this from PlayAsia because I couldn't find it anywhere else that would ship it to me in the US. They did have a bigger, like an actual collector's edition that came with a vinyl. It was like impossible to get in the US. So I tried to find it. I wanted it because I really liked the game, but I ended up with Nora's Diary Edition. There's also a standard, I believe. So there's 3 versions, the big CE, this one, the like little mini one, and then the standard version of the game. Terminator Resistance Enhanced. One of my favorite shooters is Terminator Resistance. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have played this game on Steam for an insane amount of time. I absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to the new RoboCop game that this team is working on. They did some DLC for this game that was unbelievable. It's everything you want in a Terminator game, and I absolutely love it. I actually own, let me see if I can see them on the shelf. 1, 2. Okay, this is at least my third version of the game. Fourth if we count the Steam version. I own 3 physical versions of this game. The US PS4 version, the German PS4 version, the PAL PS5 Enhanced Edition, and then the Steam digital version. So I own at least 4 versions of this game, maybe more. I've bought it all over the place because I just absolutely love it. It's a fantastic game. Please go play Terminator Resistance if you like Terminator at all. Alright, Treasures of the Aegean Collector's Edition. I got this through Limited Run, but it's a distributed game that they were doing for Numbskull, and it's not great. I played it. The dialogue's absolutely horrendous and has a massive amount of grammar and spelling mistakes. It's like the most amateurish game ever. Now, the gameplay itself was okay. I enjoyed it, but the map's way too big and I couldn't figure out what to do half the time. But it's the dialogue and the spelling and the grammar that was driving me absolutely insane with this one. It was just so unprofessional to see a game with that many mistakes in it. Alright, this is a game I've never played either. Trigger Witch Limited Edition. I got this from PlayAsia. They exclusively, I think, had this version of the game. I ordered this the day it went up, and then it took them like 6 or 8 months to make it or something. It took a long time before it showed up. I haven't opened it yet. I do plan to open it because I do want to play it. It's kind of a shooter, top-down kind of thing. So it looked interesting. I don't know anything about it to tell you whether it's good or not. Dark Complete Edition. This is collector's edition that Limited Run had. It has a plushie in it, among other things. This is for the PlayStation 5, even though it doesn't say it on the box, because I couldn't figure out if it was actually for the PlayStation 5 or not, because it doesn't have any markings on it. So I messaged them, and they were like, if the barcode says this, it's PS5. If it says this, it's Switch or whatever. And it was the PS5 version. So I haven't opened it yet, but Dark is one of my favorite horror puzzle games of all time. So if you get a chance to play Dark, definitely try it. It's an amazing game. Really happy I managed to snag the collector's edition for this one. Haven Collector's Edition. This is another game that I'm absolutely stoked I got the collector's edition for. This is a fantastic adventure game with like a lot of cool dialogue. It's very well written. It's kind of a love story, but it's also an action game. I just loved it. I thought Haven was fantastic. Definitely, sorry with the camera work here. Definitely one of my favorite non-horror games of the last few years. It's just an amazing story. I thought it was really well done. If you haven't checked out Haven, definitely try to play this one. And finally, Spirit of the North Signature Edition from Signature Edition Games. Yeah, this one is not open. This one is not open, but I have played this game before. It's really good. I love foxes, I love wolves, I love dogs. I'm a big fan of those in real life as well as in games. So I usually play anything if I see it as a fox or a wolf or maybe a kind of dog that I like huskies. If it has anything like that in it, I usually play it, like Never Alone. I played that game. It's stuff that people wouldn't think I like because it's not horror. But yeah, I'm really into that kind of stuff with animals. So yeah, I played it on PC. It's really good. I love Spirit of the North. Definitely check this out if you get a chance. And that is actually the last game that I have to show off. I believe 45 PS5 games at this point. I might have miscounted a little bit. The Ghostwire Steelbook doesn't count. But yeah, building the collection up. I still have a bunch on the way, a ton. I bought the collector's edition for Madison, which is a horror game that I really like that just came out on Steam. I've been playing it, but I bought the collector's edition from the Perp store. I bought the limited edition of Oxide Room 104, which I played on the channel for PS5. That's also coming from the Perp store. Tons of stuff ordered through Limited Run. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure collector's edition. God knows what else I've bought for PS5. I've bought so many games from Limited Run. It's ridiculous. So I have a ton, just an absolute ton of PlayStation 5 games on the way still. So definitely will be adding more in the future. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't do a lot of collection videos, even though I have a massive amount of physical games. I think I've done Silent Hill a couple times, and I'm not sure if I've done others. Maybe Vita at one point. I'm not sure. But I have probably 10 times as many Vita games as I did when I did the... If I did a Vita video, it definitely was so long ago that I have like 10 times more now. So I need to do another Vita game video. But anyway, this is the PS5 collection of Drugi Forever so far. I hope you enjoyed it. It's an eclectic mix of everything from cheap shovelware to amazing collector's editions, lots of decent horror games, I think. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, tell that like button you want to smash, and don't forget to subscribe. You stay you, I'll stay me, Drugi Forever. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Later.